Today is August 18, 2023, and it's about 7:30 a.m. and it's a clear day, clear skies. I don't see any clouds today, and it's a cool morning. I'd say it's below 60. I didn't check the thermometer, but it feels like it's below 60. But it's supposed to be in the mid 80s today, maybe 90. Who knows? I expect that during August. Anyway, I'm going to be starting the another fence upgrade with barbed wire. Of course, today I'm just putting the wood post in. I'm putting 2 wood posts in on the top pasture in the big pasture. I'm ready to leave my house, and I'm looking west. That's where the sun sets, where I am in southern Illinois. Right now the sun's setting more or less in the middle of that area. By September it'll be right down more or less down the center between those edge of those trees and those tall trees. But in summertime the sun sets way over there on that side. Oh, not quite toward that building there, but somewhere where the taller trees end. And then in the wintertime the sun sets over there by that tallest tree in the background. The tallest tree in the background. That's about where the sun sets in the wintertime, in December. Yeah, the one in the distance. Not the far distance, but not where that dead tree is, but farther to the left. That taller tree there with all the branches. Anyway, that's where the sun sets in winter. But right now, this time of year, the sun's setting. It's moving. The sun's moving south. It was over to the north. Now it's to the right. Now it's moving back that way. Days are getting shorter. Days are getting shorter every day. So I got to get this work done before it gets too late. Yeah. All right. On to the work. Good thing I remembered to turn the fence off, so I can, because I'm going to be working up on top, and that fence is connected to that fence, that controller, that charger right there. Because I don't want to get shocked again. Oh, good thing I remembered to turn it off. Okay. Now I'm now I'm headed up there. I'm going to head up to the top with my truck and couple posts, wood posts, and gonna go work on that fence at the very end of that pasture up there. Well, today's August 18, 2023, and the cattle are, I'm at the top pasture on the east end of the top pasture, and cattle are down on the bottom. I call it the bottom pasture. They're eating grass down there in the corner, and that's my road. When I bought the property, when I had some stuff cleared out, some trees pushed out, I also had a road put in through here, so I could go down to the bottom if I'm on this end. At least I can drive up and down it. I should have made it better. Should have cleaned out a couple more trees, but I can get in and out, up and down, so that's good. Anyway, what I'm working on today is starting about there, where those trees are in the background, on the other side of those multi-flower rose bushes. That's the fence I'm going to be adding 2 strands of barbed wire. I'm still debating on how to do it, but no, I only want 2 strands, and it's going to go all the way across. This is the east side of the pasture, and the sun. So I'd say it's about 8 o'clock right about now. Maybe a little before 8. I didn't check the time. The fence ends over there where those trees are. Where those trees start. Somewhere about just past those trees. But the 2 strands. Originally I was just going to put it in between the top and the second wire, and in between the second and the third wire. just like I do everywhere else. And I think that's what I'm going to do. That's the easiest thing. I thought about dropping down the top wire and then put the barbed wire on top, but that's just too much. It really doesn't improve it anyway. The top barbed wire will still be pretty high. So let's go with that. That was my original plan. So let's get that done. Oh, somebody moved. Somebody moved. Who's moving? Okay, I gotta get started. Today I'm just putting the wood post in. I got a wood post to put there, and a wood post to put down there to strength so the barbed wire will have some strength to keep it tight. But after I get those in, I'll have to stop and go to the farm supply store, TSC, Tractor Supply, and get some more of those white ceramic insulators, big white ones. And because the last time I was there, I wanted to get some and they were out of stock. So hopefully they'll have some when I go in today. And I'll need those for this to attach the wire to go that way, and attach the wire, the old wires to go this way. And then same thing on that side. I'm only buying 2, I guess. Well, I need some corner insulators too, a regular corner insulators. Yeah, I forgot about those. Okay, so the white ceramic and the corner insulators. Okay. All right, let's get started on the digging the holes. Yeah, the T-post in the shade over there, that's about where I'm going to put the wood post. I'm going to put it on this side of the fence just to make it easier to dig. And then this is the fence. I'm just going to put a barbed wire between the top wire and the second wire, and the second wire and the bottom wire. And then the next post is going to go over there. Somewhere past the charger. Yeah, somewhere past the charger. Yeah, but it's also going to be on this side. Yeah, I'll have to figure out how to do it down there. But anyway, this is what I got to work on today. I'll work on the post today, and I'll probably get the barbed wire done tomorrow. Oh, and I got to get this done this weekend, because starting next week, which is probably Sunday or Monday, the temperatures are going to be all next week. It's going to be in the upper 90s, so I don't want to be working on the fence in that kind of heat. I parked way back there because it was in the shade. So I'll move later. I might move it later. After I get this post done here, I'm going to move it over. Let me go this way. I'm going to move it over. Oh, that's the... Yeah, I know, I got some tall weeds to cut. I'm always late on cutting them things. I don't know why, I just don't get in the mood. Anyway, once I get the post in over there, I'll move my truck over into that shade. But for right now, I'm good. Okay. That's all I need is a post hole digger, and my temper and shovel. That's all I need right now, and the post, of course. That never failed. As soon as I start working on the fence, cows show up. Cattle show up. I'm just cutting out some multi-flower rows here to get me started. Back here, that's where I'm going to put the post. Right after this, right in front of, before that, between that tree and that tall post, somewhere. Cow, get away from that door. Oh, you got a few flies. Always have to check me out, don't you? That's okay. I have to check you out too. Okay. Okay. Walk down here and get a better view of you. I think I see my shadow. Hello everybody. Oh, he's checking me out, aren't you? Cattle helping me fix the fence. Helping me work on the fence as usual. Cattle near me while I work on the fence. Well, this is where the first posts on this side are going to go. I just noticed my fence is kind of crooked. Pretty wavy, but I'm going to leave it. I think I put it that way because I put this side in the trees. Actually, my boundary is probably farther out. My boundary's farther out. But I think my boundary goes out as far as that over there where it meets the bean field. That's the actual boundary. But I kept this in because I wanted to keep it inside the trees to keep the weeds from growing. But I put it out there to mark my boundary, I guess. Anyway, then I brought it back into the trees again to go into the woods. Because I didn't want it on the edge of the field because there was too many trees there. The trees are too big and too thick. Anyway, I'm going to put the post right there. And yeah, and then I'll connect all the fences. It's kind of out of place. It should be where the fence is, but I don't want to cut the fence, so I'm going to just put it there. It'll still work. Same thing on the other side. I'm going to put it out a little bit, and then reconnect my fences to that wood post. Okay. Well, all the cows are grazing now, and that's what they do. That's their job. My job is working on this fence. Well, this is just a view from the other side. This is where the fence goes through the trees and down the hill. I can drive my ATV about halfway down until the hill starts to drop down. Then I can turn around and come back. Right? Or actually I can drive down that hill on the other side. It's not too big of a slope. I can make it, but not the hill that follows the fence, or not where the fence goes, because it's too steep. Anyway, that's where I'm putting the post, right there. Let's get started. Oh, I'm about a foot down. I'm hitting clay. So far it's been pretty soft, but now I'm starting to hit that clay. It's hitting hard now. Well, what I expected, a clay hill. Okay, that's what I expected. But that's okay, I've done clay before. I just have to take it slow and take small bites. That's all. Well, at least I'm working in the shade. Oh, that's good. Working in the shade. And I hope I don't hit any roots. That's what I worry about, the roots. Down about 2 feet. 2 feet. The topsoil is on this side, and the clay that I'm hitting is over there. The clay is hard. Even with all that rain, it's still hard. I just have to dig it out a little bit at a time because I can't take too big of a bite. Okay, just keep digging. 24. I'm getting there, more than halfway. Yeah, I'm 24 inches. Little ways to go yet. Well, it's almost 32. So I can live with that. Because I can't pull the dirt out anymore. Can't spread my handles out wide enough. So I'll go with that. I'll go with that. Besides, that's clay. That's hard soil, so that post ain't going anywhere once I get it tamped in. It'll stay solid. Okay. Now for a wood post. Let's get that set and move on to the next one on the other side. Oh, grazing in the pasture, on the top pasture. Well, I got the post done in and done. I got the 2 wires from that side that are going to stay that way. I got it hooked to the post. Then I got the 2 bottom wires from this post, or should I say, I got the 3 wires from this side, because I got 3 wires across this open area, and they're attached. And so all I got to do now is go to the other side and do another post similar to this. Okay. And I also have it braced with some tension wires from that tree to the post, and from that tree over there on the outside to the post to hold it 2 ways. Hold it from, mainly to hold it to that tree. Because once I put the barbed wires on, all this fence will be tight, and I want the barbed wires to stay tight. So the barbed wires will go, barbed wires will go between the top and middle, and between the bottom and middle. That's where the 2 wires, barbed wires will go. And so that should keep them in. And I always forget to mention, there's a few reasons why I gotta close this up tighter with barbed wire, because they've been out through this area before. And this spring I added this top wire. I started there. I added a 3rd wire. Before I only had 2 wires, but every once in a while somebody would get out. Luckily it was always in the winter time when there was nothing growing here. But with this beans here, it's too tempting. When they have something, corn or beans or something, or anything planted here, it's tempting for the cattle to want to reach over and go get it. And another reason is my neighbor over there where that big shed is, he raises a lot of cattle. He raises a lot of alfalfa too, but and he has a lot of cattle over there. And I can hear him mooing sometimes. And I'm not sure, but I'm just guessing. When his cows are in heat, if the wind's from the northeast, which doesn't happen very often, it could encourage the bull to jump over this fence to get to those cows. But he's never done that before. If they do get out, it's always to go eat something in here. But like I said, normally it's just in the wintertime. I've never seen them go out in the summertime, at least not yet. But I know they've been out in the wintertime. I don't know why. They have plenty. I give them plenty of hay. I think that's when the fence was. That's when the fence was only 2 strands high, and sometimes they would push against it if it wasn't working, and they would push on it, and if they reach underneath, and then break the wire. That's usually how they get out. But they always come back. Anyway, that's the reasons I got to put a stronger fence here. The ones in the woods, they don't seem to bother it too much, like here, back in there, or back in through here, down in the bottom. They don't tend to push on. I keep the fences sprayed with weeds as much as I can. I need to touch that up again. Yeah, I need to do that. Spray that over there by the charger. I sprayed it once already this year, but I need to spray it again. It's almost too late in the year to spray, but I got to keep those weeds. Either that or I'll get my weed cutter. I got my weed cutter with me today. I'll have to show it to you. I call it my weed whacker. Homemade. Well, not homemade. I homemade the handle. Yeah, that's a homemade handle. I got a nice notch here for my hand. Yeah. Yeah, I got a nice, that's a nice weed whacker. Side to side weed whacker. I made that handle. I couldn't tell you what the wood is. I don't know. It's working though. Pretty good. Takes a lot of effort though to whack them, but that's probably what I'll do there instead of using the sprayer. That's the only place the weeds are really growing good. I don't feel like bringing the sprayer out here. And I'm going to mow the rest of this stuff sometime, one of these days. All this down there. where all those tall weeds are, that's usually where I haven't done it here lately, but over there where the shelter is, and all the way down where those tall weeds are, uh, there's some kind of sticker weed and Jimson, and that's where I normally feed my hay in the wintertime, in that center area there. That's where I feed them. Sometimes if it's too much over there, I'll bring some over here, but I haven't done that for a while. Okay, anyway, that's what I got going on this fence. The third wire I think helped this year. Uh, I just don't want them getting into the neighbor's ground, no matter what's planted there. Even if it's in the wintertime when there's nothing growing, I still don't want to chase them back in. Because whenever they get over that way by the road, there's a road over there. See where those, put it this way, between where those trees are and that shed, the road comes out of a bottom down there, comes out of that bottom where the creek is, and then it comes up, takes the turn toward this way by those trees, and then on the left, and then over here, well, somewhere. Oh, look at that deer! I got me a deer. Hi, deer. Anyway, I don't want to scare it. Oh, there it goes. Whoa! Jump, jump, jump! I finally got a deer shot. How about that? I'm not a deer hunter. That's why I raise cattle. Although I'm not eating as much beef as I used to because of my acid reflux, but I still love the taste of beef. Anyway, my brother hunts deer, but that's another story. Where was I? On the road. Oh, the road. Yeah. Then the road somewhere behind those, on the other side of those, way back there, on the other side of these tall trees on the right, way over there, there's a corner. It takes a turn to the left, and that goes down to where my family's farm is. Anyway, that's where they're, and then when they get close to that road, people call me and say, "Hey, your cows are out." Okay, and then I go and get them in. Usually all I have to do is get a bucket of corn, drive up here, and they'll just hit it. Deer. A deer's bark. A deer's barking. Anyway, I bring in some corn up here, and they'll feed them some corn up in here on the ground, and they'll come right in as soon as they see my bucket and my truck. Okay, well, I gotta get that other post in because I gotta go down and get some white insulators for the barbed wire on this post here. Okay, yeah. This will work out pretty good. Since I'm here, I'm gonna trip on something. Get a view from this side. I usually make these videos a little shorter, easier to work with when I edit them. Okay. Yeah, the tree, that thing is braced up on top, and then a little curve don't hurt nothing. Okay, on to the next side. This side's done. I'm on the other side, and luckily I'm in the shade too. So when I dig the hole, I'll be cooler. I got this set up a little different here, but I'm not going to go into detail. But originally this fence was 2-strand, and it goes 2-strand after this. Down that way, it's still 2-strand. It'll stay that way until I change my mind. But this spring I put this 3rd strand up on top, and I got it anchored to that tree, and that's going to stay. But the thing is, that top strand, that's connected to the fence down the fence that starts there after that charger, that's all controlled by the fence in the by the creek. Okay, but I like I said, I added that top wire to this spring to make this fence higher, and I just extended the wire from over there. I just kept on going down here, but the other two wires end at the post just beyond that that fence charger up there on that wooden post. So I just left it that way. And when I put this post in here, I'm just going to have two strands. I'm not going to connect it to anything here. Yeah, I won't need the insulators on this post for this fence. I'm just going to bring the post out from away from the fence, and then I'll just attach the barbed wires to this wood post and connect them to all the way down. Yeah, that's how I'm doing this one. Okay, and I don't know why I chose this area, but it works for me. I could have put it down here. Yeah, I could have done that. I still could do that. Yeah. Yeah, why not? Maybe I'll move it down here. Maybe I'll move it down here because this is where the two wires start. So that's probably where I should put my post. In case I ever decide to add a couple more wires, it'll be there. Okay, one thing last night when I came back to check this after I was digging, oh, that's another thing I wanted to show you. Yesterday I put a fence around that dam. I don't know if you can see parts of it down in there. I'll go check it out later, but right now I put that down there, and then before I went back to the house, I was checking out this fence, and I noticed there was a red wasp coming in and out of this. Of course, I tore off some of this stuff but I had some what do you call it? Hornet spray, or no? Yeah, wasp and hornet spray. So I sprayed it. There was a hole at the top where the things are going in, and look at all the nests that are in there. They've been using that for years. Now when I put a jug up, I just tie it to the top. I tie it from the handle, and I leave the cap on so nothing gets in. But anyway, but I said I saw all of them, so I sprayed that wasp killer inside from the top and from the bottom, but mostly from the top, and it killed them all because I knew I was going to work here. Let's see if I can get that off. Yeah, I knew I was going to be working with these today, on this area. Look at all those nests that they had. Well, I'm going to view it from this side. I usually make shorter videos, but I wanted to see it from this side. Okay, that's my charger. You can see where the original fence is right here. The fence on the right is the one that goes down into the bottom and all the way down to the creek on the other end. And these two here on the left, on the bottom, they go out down, turns right, and goes through the woods and goes down to the bridge. Okay, then this third wire on top, I added this spring, and I just connected it down there to this fence. And I just kept it going all the way down to there, just because this is an open area. But I can change it. I can cut it off there on top and put two insulators like that on each side. Yeah, but I'll do that some other time. I mean, it's not a big problem for me. Anyway, that's where this charger here controls this fence and all the way down to the woods. And the one by the creek controls this fence. Yeah, if I can find some insulators. Oh, by the way, when I was working that, I thought I was gonna have to buy some corner insulators, but I found a bunch in my waste bucket. my scrap iron bucket. So I use those. And if I can find a couple more, I'll probably put them here. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. I'll put some here. Yeah, that'll be easier for me, because that way when I turn that fence off, all of it will be off on this side, and then when I turn it off, all of it will be off on this side. Off or on. Okay, that's just what I want to show you. Yeah, I think I'll do that. It makes it easier for me. Put insulators on each side. Okay, like I said, and right here, see that blue wire? If for some reason this charger doesn't work, it breaks down, don't work, I can always hook this fence, if it is working, hook this fence over to that fence. That way I still have power on the rest, on the whole fence if I have to. And vice versa. If this one breaks down and that one's still working, well then I can always jump this fence or this fence to that fence, and I still got something on until I can figure out what's wrong with the charger or buy a new one. Okay, let's start digging. I decided to put the post there. Yeah, that works. I'll put it there. So like I said, if I ever do decide to put barbed wire on this side someday, it'll be in the right place. I know I should put it up there, next to where the fence divides. Two fences divide. But I want the barbed wire in this to close up this little open area there, because they might be tempted to go through there. Here, not so much. Okay, let's go. Let's start digging. Or should I say, let me start digging. Yeah, I had to stop and tighten up these two bolts. They were loose, and I noticed my handle was moving, but the digger part wasn't moving. So those two were loose, so I tightened them up. But I didn't have no oil or WD with me, so I used some wasp and hornet killer. I know that's got oil in it. I always carry that in the truck. Anyway, I can start digging again. I think I got about 2 foot down. Yeah, I got about 2 foot. How close to it. Let's put this back in the hole. Yeah. Yeah, that's about 2 foot. I got about 8 more inches to go. Or about the depth of that digger. Yeah. About the depth of that digger, then I'll put my post in. This ground's hard too, especially when I get down into that clay. Okay, let's keep it going. We're only 26 inches deep. I got about 6 more inches to go. Or about the height of that, or depth of that digger. That's above ground anyway. Ground's hard. I'll get it. I don't know if you can see down in there. Yeah, I got a long way to go. 6 inches to go. But I'll get it done. I always do. Well, close enough to 32. Whew. Yeah, close enough. Close enough. Okay, that's done. Let's put the post in. Let's put the post in. See how it's going to line up. Yeah. Yeah, that'll be okay. That'll work out okay. Put that post in. I don't have to tie any insulators to these fence insulators to this post, because they're going to stay where they are. But I have to drive to town and go to TSC and buy some of those white insulators. 4 of them. Well, yeah, I need 4 of them. I got 1, and I'm going to buy a few extra because I got other couple other I got a couple of other fence projects that I decided I wanted to complete this summer. But this will be the last one for this week. This project, I'll try to finish it tomorrow with the barbed wire. I'll add the barbed wire tomorrow, and then that shouldn't take too long. Then I'm going to take a break for a week, sit out this hot weather that's coming, because I'm not going to work in upper 90s. That's too hot for me. Okay. All right. Although, here's a little tidbit of information. I looked it up. I was born in May 1954, and in June of 1954, the record for that June was 113 degrees, and that's without air conditioning back in those days, at least in my house, my family's house, my parents' house. So I survived 113 degrees, but I was a month old, so I think I can take it, but not as much as I used to. Okay. All right. Back to the post. Okay. I'm not where I don't know. I forgot where I'm at with these videos, but anyway, here's the post. It's in. I may have recorded this already, and I'll find that out later. I got the post in the ground, and I got it braced there with a wire, and farther down you could see that I put the black insulators on with the barbed wire. And I made a decision today when I get ready to turn the barbed wire on. Oh, I also I almost said it. Almost said the word because I stepped in it. Let me turn this off for a minute. In case you were wondering, that's what I stepped in. But I'm not going to say the word. But you know what it is. Anyway, where was I? I must have walked around that thing 100 times while I was doing this thing. And now that I'm using my camera, I'm not watching where I'm walking. I stepped right in it. Well, where was I? Oh, yeah, I went ahead and weed whacked the weeds along the fence there. I'm not going to do them. I don't care about those. Just the ones along the fence. I guess, where was I? Okay. I got the black insulators all the way down. And right here, I made a decision. Okay, this fence will be on from the charger by the creek. And this fence will be on from the charger right there. So, I decided I'm going to make this barbed wire on from this charger. Because I got enough barbed wire on the other charger. This will be the only barbed wire on this charger, so let's just do it that way. The barbed wire won't be touching this other wire over here. I'll connect it here somewhere, so the barbed wire is connected to the thing, but the barbed wire won't be connected to these 3. They won't be connected to this 3. So even if I turn this off, if I ever turn this off to work on the fence on that side down there, and this is left on, the barbed wire will be off down this way, but the smooth wire, that'll still be on from the other one unless I turn them both off. But sometimes I do that depending on what I'm checking. If I'm checking broken insulators, I turn them both off when I come up here, just in case I have to replace an insulator. Anyway, that's where we're at right now. Oh, yeah, stupid pile of you know what. I could say stupid cow or put it there, but oh well, that's to the soil. Makes more grass grow. Although it's a known fact And see these little spotches that where the weeds are a little bit taller, here and there, a little clump of grass. That's where a pile of manure from the cow was, and they won't eat next to their own manure. Isn't that something? They won't eat next to it. I don't know why, but I guess they don't like the smell of it. So anyway, whenever you see these piles of things, isolated areas of grass, that's where they dumped their load before. Oh, there's the cows. Oh, go take a look. Oh, my favorite, the bull, and my favorite cow, and that's her oldest daughter over there. I like her too. I like her coloring. She's got a good udder, and she's got a good udder. Came from her, and they all came from him. I know what some people will say, that I'm inbreeding. I have to call it line breeding. Look at that any way you want. As long as I have a calf, I select for the traits that I like, and if something bad comes out, then I get rid of it. Yeah, some people call it inbreeding. I call it line breeding. Let's just leave it at that. Okay, there's the rest of them all cooling off in the shade. Okay. I gotta watch where I walk. There's a lot of thistle around here, which I should need to clean up. Yeah, there's a good shot. Those three. Okay. I'll end it there. Since I'm over here, I decided to take a look at this fence since I put up yesterday. It's not electrified, but it's one strand of barbed wire, and it's an old barbed wire that came from the other side of that pond. It was laying on the ground for years. I used to have a fence there, and I dug up some old 6-footers, taller posts to use down by the creek fence, and then I got these short posts from the creek fence because I was replacing them, and I used them here. Works good on this. They don't have to be tall here. Like I said, right now I just got one strand. I think that'll be, as long as it keeps them from going down into the pond from this side. The other three sides, they can go in wherever they want. And I removed the fence that used to be on that side, although they probably didn't respect it anyway because it was laying on the ground. Anyway, that's my pond dam, and that's my single strand of barbed wire, old barbed wire, but it still works. So hopefully that'll take care of their comings and goings up and in and out of that pond right here. I forgot to show you that from this pond area, which was dug in 2015, I believe, that's the other fence that I'm working on right now. In that gap there, that's the fence I'm going to put barbed wire in next. But I have to go to town now and get some white porcelain. Is it porcelain or ceramic? Yeah, I don't know what the difference is. Anyway, it's those white insulators. I call them ceramic, but they could be porcelain. I don't think it's porcelain. I think it's ceramic. That's what I've heard them called before. Or maybe that's what was on the thing on the label on the store. So I don't know. So I got that ceramic word somewhere. Anyway, that's where I'm going to go back to the house, clean up, go to town, get some insulators, and if I still have time, I might come and at least put the white insulators on, but I could do that tomorrow. Because I got to bring my four-wheeler, because that's what I used to stretch or unroll the barbed wires of my four-wheeler, so I'll be using that anyway. So I'll probably come back tomorrow and do all that barbed wire stuff. Okay, later. Here's a good example of that the old manure where the cows had dumped their load. See the grass growing around it? Because they're not eating it. There's another one over here. So there's over there. So they won't eat that grass around that pile of you know what. Must be some kind of a, either it don't taste right, or they know something, or it has something to do with the worms. I don't know, or the smell. Who knows what it is? But they don't eat it. I guess eventually they will when it breaks down into soil, but for the time being they don't eat it when it's fresher. I don't know why I'm doing this, but I'm going to take a drive-by these tall weeds that I got. I'm going to be cutting here soon. This is the area where I feed the hay, and wherever I feed hay, the tall, see these sticker weeds here? I don't know what these are, but they always grow where the cows are eating, or where I feed bales. But they will eat some of this. It's got little stickers all over it, but they'll eat the tops off. They'll eat the seed heads. That's probably how they spread it. They eat the seeds and then it spreads it that way. And there's a Jimson weed. Yeah. Anyway, I'm just want to record this. How tall this stuff is. Look at my truck. I'm sitting in my truck, and I'm looking out the window, and it's eye level. Can't even see it all. You see? Look at that stuff. Look at that Jimson weed. Yeah, but I have to be careful when I mow this, because there's piles of hay here. See, old hay that either they didn't eat. These are some of the last bales I fed, and when the grass started to grow, they weren't too interested in it anymore. But that's also where the bumblebees make their nest. So I don't know what to do there. A couple years ago, I ran into a big nest. They always make their nest in these areas where that old hay is. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I thought about taking some diesel fuel, but then nothing goes here anyway. Yeah, nothing goes here anyway. But I don't know. What I normally do is I try to, if the weeds aren't growing, I just go around it. I don't like that that pile right in there. I don't know if you can see that pile right in there. If there's no weeds, I'll try to stay on the edge and avoid the piles of hay. But sometimes the weeds are right there in the middle. Yeah, I got to get these mowed. They're ready going to seed. Anyway, that's what I got. And down here on this edge, down here, all that tall stuff is where I feed the hay, and back up into that little hole in the woods there. I feed hay in there too, but that's not very often up in there. Most of I stay around that little shelter that I got. But all this other little short stuff with the broad leaf way back there, up against in front of those taller sticker weeds, that's that mint, some kind of mint. Cows don't eat that either. Okay, well, I'm going back. I'm going out now. Okay, I'm going. All that feeding areas, and on my other side, on my right side, is where all my hay bales are. That's my hay bale storage area. So that's where I'm going. If I can see it. Yeah, that's where I'm going. I'm going to go down that way. Okay. Well, now I got to back up. Okay, that's all. I don't know why I filmed that, but I just want to get a record of those tall weeds. Last year I didn't cut it at all. I didn't cut any weeds. I didn't mow anything last year. I just didn't feel like it or something. I don't know what it was. I just getting around to it. It wasn't on my agenda, or I kept putting it off. Pretty soon it was winter. Anyway, I'm going to try to mow it this year. Probably not next week, but not when it's too hot, but sometime after that. The next cool spell, and after I get all this fencing stuff done. There's a deer. Look at that. There's a deer. What you gonna do? about 6:30 a.m. on August 19, 2023. Yeah, and the sun's already up, and that's where I'm going. I'm going up there on top to put the barbed wire on today on that fence up there. Okay, see you there. Well, I'm back up here now. This is the fence I'm going to put the barbed wire on today, August 19, 2023. And sun's up. It's getting close to 7 o'clock, maybe 6:45. Anyway, I brought the four-wheeler up, or ATV, because that's where my barbed wire is hooked to. But I think today I'm just going to park the four-wheeler over there and just drag it by hand off the four-wheeler. Drag the barbed wire, unroll it to the other side and hook it up, and then go from there. Okay, that's what today brings. Well, I got the first post done. Insulators on there. Yeah, that's where the barbed wire will go. Those white insulators. And I guess I changed my mind. I'm gonna go ahead and use the ATV to unroll the thing to drive it down here. I don't feel like walking through that wet grass more than I have to. Okay, let's go to the other side now. Well, there's the two insulators on that post, and I got the first strand of barbed wire hooked up, ready to roll out to the other end. It's a short stretch, but my palm itches. What's that mean? Okay, let's go. Only got 2 strands to put up, so it shouldn't take too long before it gets too hot. Supposed to be in the upper 80s today. Oh, and then starting Sunday, it's going to be in the upper 90s. Oh boy, a big change. Another heat wave. Oh well, what do you expect? It's summer. I got the top wire, or first wire, unrolled, but it was hard to keep the wire on that curved fence, because I just laid it on top of the black insulator. You know, with that curve in there, it kept wanting to come off, but I got it on enough to work with. Now I'm going to go down and hook up the second wire and unroll it down to here. Okay, first strand is up, second strand is started. Okay, second strand is ready to go. From here down to there where the trees are. Let's get this done. Never fails. As soon as I start working on something around here, the cows show up. The other ones are back in there. That's okay, that's their habit. They gotta keep track of what's happening in their pasture. Guard their babies, I guess. Yeah, I see some little white ones in there, and a brown one. Anyway, back to work. Cattle are back to help me out the barbed wire again. Today, I think they're more interested in eating something. Well, I got the second wire unrolled, whatever you want to call it. Okay, now I just gotta go down there and start pinning the insulators. And I'll work my way back up here. Then I can tighten the fence up and turn it on or hook it up down there with that charger. One step at a time, and I'm getting there. Yeah, see how the cow's snipping the tops off of those sticker weeds? I think it's the sticker weeds. Yeah, she's taking the tops off those sticker weeds. That's the only place that they don't have little thorns. Yeah, they get something out of them. Yeah, The little calf's doing the same thing. He's just snipping the tops off of those sticker weeds, but they won't eat the bottom because there's too many little thorns on them. But where the seeds are, and that's probably why they always poop around here. Where they feed where I feed them bale sometimes. Anyway, they're doing their thing, and I gotta start doing my thing here. Or should I say continue my thing. Oh, there's the rest of them. Oh, they're all strung out. How about that? There, everybody looks good. Here's the cattle eating grass in the shade. Ready to start the process of pinning the barbed wire to the black insulator. And of course I got my chair. Just makes it easier for my back. Okay, let's get started. You see the cattle content eating grass. A pretty sight watching cattle graze the grass. Pretty. Yeah. From what I can see, that barbed wire is a good visual aid if nothing else, and then it'll be electrified too, so even if they try to go under it or over it, they'll get shocked or poked by the barbed wire. Anyway, I got this section there hooked up to the insulator, and I think they'll respect it more with the barbed wire. Okay, back to work. Well, the fence is tight all the way down. Fence is tight. All I have to do is turn it on down there, and then those three barbed wires, or two, I'm sorry, those two barbed wires will be on from that charger. Those two will be on. But these other three wires, the top one with the yellow insulators, and the middle one and the bottom one, they'll be on to each other, connected to this fence, coming from the other charger, which is coming in from the bottom and around the other side, on the other end. So I got these hooked up separately because the barbed wire will be hooked to that charger, and the smooth wires, yellow with the yellow insulators, will be hooked up to that fence. Okay, so that's where we stand. All done, except for turning it on. Okay, let's turn it on then. Just another view from this side. I'm going to turn it on now and see if those calves get shocked over there. Well, I turned the fence on. Turn that charger back on. I'll test it. Oh, yeah, I got a tester. Oh, I could remember if I had a tester now. I got a tester. Yeah, I don't think they're interested in what's under the fence anymore since I cut it all. Anyway, I'm going to test it now. Make sure both fence. Well, the other fence is off. The fence down in the bottom, I turned it off because I knew I was going to be working on it. So, but I'll test this fence with the barbed wire. I'll test it. One last look at the cattle. They're all spread out now. There's some down there. There's a little calfy bull, a little bully calf, laying down and relaxing. I said there's a couple over there, on the back side of the pond. They're probably getting a drink over there. That's an easy place to get a drink because the ground's solid, but it's easy, but the water close to the edge too. Oh, there's a little calfy. See if I can get closer, get a picture. Hi, Cowie. Hi, Calfie. What do you want? Huh? Okay, I'm close enough. Oh, no. Okay. want to take a picture. Little bully calf taking a rest. That hiding calf seems like he's always in the water. But I'm going to eat her this fall. I want to have her processed for meat. I don't know. As soon as it gets cold, maybe October, November, something like that. Put it this way. Before November, before deer season, because once deer season starts, they're going to be full of deer. The processing center place, meat processing place, which is not too far away from me. It's just in the town. Well, I never went to school there, but that's where my address is. Okay, but what was I going to say? I forgot what I was going to say. Oh yeah, I'm going to have her processed when it gets colder. Yeah. Okay. Everybody's doing okay, and the fence is working, or will be working when I get it all hooked up, or turned back on down in the bottom. Okay. Well, this job is done. I don't like walking and recording at the same time. I'm not a multitasker. One job at a time for me. Anyway, that's the fence that I upgraded with barbed wire. After looking at this fence, after I got it upgraded with barbed wire, I'm tempted to do the rest of it too. Well, that's a big job. Let's see. I was estimating it the other day. I need at least I'll need at least two rows of barbed wire to do from here down there and all the way down to the bridge. I'll need two rows of barbed wire for that. And on the other side, same thing. Down the hill, or down this hill, and all the way to the other end, that's another 2 rows of barbed wire. So I don't know if I want to spend it right now or do the work. But the posts are all good. Yeah, they're all tall. I think most of them are tall posts, so I don't have to replace any posts. I don't think. There might be some short ones in there, but I think they're all long in those woods. But like I said, the cows seem like they don't mess around with this area too much. So they like these areas here where they're open to the next field, or down in the bottom where they want to cross, where I feed them corn. I don't feed them corn up here, just hay bales. Only time I feed them corn is when I want to sort them in my corral on the other end down there, and then I'll feed them corn there. But there's no fence around there except for the corral. Okay. Let's go through my list again of what I'm going to sell. Okay, I'm going to sell her. I'm stepping something again. I'm going to sell her, the white one. I'm going to sell that white one with her baby nursing at her side. I'm going to sell that white one over there. She's a heifer. And that red one, she's a heifer. Yeah, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 5 is the baby. Okay, I'm going to sell, first load will be that one and that red one, because they're the biggest ones. And I'm going to, I got a cattle trailer that's got 2 partitions, or 2 sections in it. I can lock them, one up to the front and the other one will be in the back, that one, or whoever goes in first. And then the next load will be that one and her baby and that white one. Now, whoever goes in first. We'll see. And plan on probably doing that in September when it gets a little cooler. Maybe October. I don't like to work with cattle when it's too hot. It's gotta be cooled down. Anyway, they're all comfortable here. They got with all that rain we had last week. Grass is growing good. I don't have to worry about that. What's to eat? They got the grass in the bottom and over by the road. And they got a pond here, and they got a little pond there on this side of the creek and on the bottom along the road, and they along the pasture road anyway. And they got the creek to cool off in and drink water because it's going to be hot next week. The upper 90s all week. So they're going to need to cool off somewhere and drink. Anyway, one last shot at my fence. Step in something. Okay, and then I'm out of here. Remember to turn the fence back on. From there, all the way past those calves and where the trees start. I can see the wood post under the trees. Okay, that's it. Bye. I always have to stop for one more recording. Another look at the pond dam and the fence on the pond dam. Hey, Cappy's right here. Oh, that's not your mama. That's not your mama. But you smell the milk, I think. Yeah, that's not your mama. Your mama's... Where is your mama? Oh, your mama's behind me. Okay. I'm glad I did that because I was worried about them going in and out of that pond on this dam here. They go there because it's deeper. The water's deeper there and they can cool off better. But they got plenty of other places to go in and cool off, like that calf. So I'm not gonna worry about them. And they can walk on the pond dam. That's okay. They'll keep it packed. Okay. Okay, well, guess I'm done for up here. Okay. What a nice view. Adios. Bye-bye. I was driving by my bale storage gate, and I have to laugh at myself. I put that extra post in there, the support post for that gate post that broke off at the bottom or rotted off at the bottom. And look at my barricade I got between the old hay wagon frame and the gate post. I guess it works. It makes me laugh though. I don't know if I should put it with this video or not, but I probably will. Memories of the days we left behind. Well, I don't know why I'm doing this. I'm on the four-wheeler, motor's running, you probably can't hear me, but I'm going to do a drive-by of this. It's gorgeous. Kind of hard to do this. There you go. If I can do this. Now you're seeing what I see. This is where I store my hay bales for winter and summer too, I guess. Normally, I would leave cut it the first year, hay from this year out in the field and then bring them in the fall, but this year we did it different. I decided to bring them all up right away. Since my brother had a nice trailer. He got a nice new trailer. All, I forget, 11 bales? Yeah. So we used that and it worked out pretty good. I sprayed this fence. Now this is barbed wire. What happened there? I gotta lower that down. This is electrified too. Oh, insulator broke. I'll fix that later. Well, I'll fix it after I get done here. After I get done filming, I'll fix that. I'll put it in. And them in. We put them in on this end, and I take them out on the other end. And there's my old two tires. Saw that before. I need to get rid of them someday. And there's my corral. This is where I put my trailer. I bet my trailer in there, and then the cattle can run in. The cattle can go in there, and on the other around the side there. I made this thing half round. I made it corral around with cow panels, and on another one on the back side where that gate, little gate is, it comes around too. So I have like a half round corral. Works out pretty good. Works out pretty good. Although last year, the big tree. Broke off right there during a storm. The big branch there, and it fell on my fence there, right in the middle there, right on the inside of this curve, and on that fence over there too. I don't know if you can tell. Yeah, I tried to straighten up the fence a little bit. I had to put a couple of posts and put a barbed on top. But this corral works pretty good. Once I feed them corn inside there, feed them corn inside, and inside this other little one too. And after they're all good, what I'll do, I'll feed them corn for a couple of days before I need to sort them. That way they get used to eating the corn in here and come in real easy. The ones that are hard to get in are the calves. The calves are hard to pass. And then I forgot what I was going to say. Yeah, I get them all in eating corn, and I'll close this gate, and I'll close that gate. I'll close the silver gates, and then there's a gate over there, that red gate. I can open that up to get any cattle that I want from in here to go into there, into a trailer. Or I can do the same thing here. I can sort them in here, get them to go, get who I want to go into the thing. And then I got another gate by the tree, red gate and silver gate, that I can close, and then I'll get them to go in the trailer. So works out pretty good for a one-man operation. Works good for me. I got another fence over here. I don't know if you've ever seen that. That's okay. On the bottom of this hill drops off. That big tree, right there. The hill drops straight down, almost straight down, and all through here. It goes straight down to the bottom where that little pond is, around the pasture road. A little pond on the bottom of the hill. So that's where that is. And then the other fence goes down, and they'll go out to the bridge. And then this fence goes around to a corner, back down to my gate. So that's what I got here. Long time. The reason that fence is like that, and I never moved it. The reason like that, because when I used to bale square bales a long time ago, probably the last time I baled square bales was 2015. I'm just guessing. I think it was 2015 was the last time I baled square. And but I kept most of them in the barn. But for a few years there, I stacked them here on the other side. I stacked them all out here, some square bales out here, and I covered them with plastic, and I was feeding them out here on the other side of this fence. I would just throw the bales over the side, because this hill here was very barren. So nothing would grow here. So I decided to feed hay here for a few years, and that worked out pretty good. And then after 2015, I think it was, we started using round bales, so I don't use that anymore. I got some old tin stacked over there. It's probably all rusted by now. I think it came from Dad's old pig shed. Yeah, when they tore it down. I don't know, I'll have to dig through it sometime. I don't really need it for anything, but I thought I was going to build a shelter here. That's what I was going to do. I was going to build a shelter over here for the cattle in the wintertime, but I decided instead I built it down. I built it down there out of wood, out of plywood, way down. Well, you can't see it. It's down there. I think I've seen it before. Anyway, that's why that area is fenced off. But they can still go in whenever I let them onto the road or into that bottom pasture, bottom road there, pasture road area on this side of the fence, on this side of the creek. Well, they can come in here too and eat if they want. They don't have to walk up this hill. Okay, well, that's all. That's a little guided tour. and then there's my bales again. Okay. Yeah, and I'll be sorting these this fall, but before I do that, I gotta get some stuff mowed. I gotta do all that mowing all the way up there, mostly up there. This other stuff don't need it because they eat it down, but I gotta mow the areas where the tall weeds are, and all the weeds down in the bottom on that side and down in the bottom by the road. I gotta mow it all. Okay, I'm headed out. Okay, I'll catch you next time on my next project, whatever that might be. Okay, so since I'm on my way out, I'm headed down that way to go out back to the house. I thought I'd show you my ATV. I got a cedar on there. When I bought it, I put the cedar on because that's what when I bought it, so I could plant seed. But that motor on the bottom, I don't know what happened to it. It got burned out or it just don't work anymore. And I haven't used it. I got a bigger cedar that I use now, but I still leave it on there because I may not use it for seeding, but I use it for storage. I put a lot of stuff in there. That's a good storage compartment. But anyway, I bought this in 1995 new. Yeah, works out pretty good. Oh, it's a Magnum 23 Polara. I never knew what the name was. I just happened to see it on there now. But anyway, thought I'd mention that my ATV saddle, that's what I call it, my saddle. That's an old Navy blanket. That's an old Navy blanket from when I was in the Navy. That was back in 72 to 75. Yeah. It's wool. Yeah, they had wool blankets back in those days. I don't know what they got nowadays. Probably all synthetic, but that's wool. My old Navy uniform is wool too, my blue one. I don't know if I got whites. Yeah, I probably do. I don't know what the whites were made out of. But the blues were wool, and they were hot. And when you go to a tropical country and you don't have any whites, you suffer unless you got some civilian clothes. Anyway, those wool ones were hot. Anyway, that's what I just wanted to show you. My little handy AT, my little workhorse, I call it. That's why I put a saddle on it. I put that old blanket on there because it's got a bunch of rips and stuff in it, so I use it for this now. And it protects my seat. Yeah, protects my seat from getting tore up. Anyway, I'm headed out. I'm headed home. I got another idea I'm gonna work on today, maybe before it gets too hot. Okay, that's all there is for this video. I'm gonna end it now. All right, on my way home. All right, change of plans. I realized that instead of having those three wires, those three smooth wires with the yellow insulators hooked to energized by this side, by the box down by the creek, why not just have all these wires here, the barbed wire and the thing, just energized by that charger down there. That's what it should be. I don't know why I decided to do it the other way. But anyway, all I have to do is unhook that wire, and then everything on this side of the post will be charged by the one down by the creek fence, and then charger, and then everything on this side of the post will be charged by that box. So simple. I always try to make things complicated, don't I? Anyway, I'm gonna change it down and see what happens. Well, I got it corrected. Now everything on this side is electrified from the charger down by the creek, and everything on the left side of this post, all 6 wires are energized by that box over there, charger over there. And if I need to, I'll take it off. If I need to, if for some reason one or the other charger isn't working, I could still, and the other one is, I could still connect the two and still have all my fences hot. I just have to have this red wire connected to them. Well, they're not connected right now. They're off. What I would do, I would connect it here, and I would connect this one over here to make them both hot. But right now that can stay off. Right now it's off. It's just there if I need it to connect the two fences. Okay. Well, that's what I fixed this problem, because it would have been too much of a headache trying to remember which wires were hot and which wires were not. That rhymed. Anyway, I'm going to turn that charger back on, and this side will be hot, and then that'll be separate. That's coming down from the creek fence. Okay, now this is the end of the video. For sure, I hope. Alright, the end. Bye. Today is August 19, 2023, and this is an update of my other pasture fence that I worked on a few days ago, on the 16th, I think. Yeah, 16th and 17th I worked on this fence. And the fence that I was working on, well, on top, what I just got done with, this fence goes all the way down to the end. Let's see, goes down to the end, and then goes up that hill to the left, and ends at the post that I just put in, and that's where it ends. And I noticed when I was fixing the other post to connect all the wires to the other charger, I realized I tested this fence, and it wasn't working because I forgot to turn it off. But it wasn't even working. So I backtracked it all the way down to here, and when I worked on this fence the other day, I forgot to connect this fence here, the barbed wire fence, to the 2-wire fence, the old fence. But I got it now. I did the same thing. I connected a red wire so I can tell that it's hooked up. I connected the red wire from one to the other. Now it's working. So all this time, this fence wasn't even working since 16, 17, yeah, 17, 18, yeah. Since I finished with this fence here, this fence wasn't even on. This fence going that direction up to the other end. The other end wasn't even on. But anyway, it's on now. It's all fixed. Good thing I decided to test it. I thought it was on, but I forgot to turn it off when I went up there. But it's on now, so everything's good now. Okay, this is just a follow-up from my other work on this fence. Okay, That's all. Bye.